All right, this is Topper's class, biology. This is lesson number 3. So, structural adaptations that enhance the exchange between animals and their environment. So, as an animal, you have to be able to interact with your environment. You're not a closed system. You have to take things in, like you eat, you breathe, and you also excrete things. So there's things leaving as things are coming in. You are what we call an open system. This exchange all the way goes down to your cells. Your cells are doing the same thing like you are. They're eating and they're secreting waste. All these things happen as a life form. You are an open system. Some animals have different ways that they go about interacting with their environment. For instance, hydras can exchange materials with their environment through what we call direct diffusion, which means the atoms themselves are just moving from highly concentrated to least concentrated. And that particular example is also going to be on the test. So they diffuse food in and out the same way that we diffuse oxygen in and out of us when we breathe. We take a breath in. Larger complex animals like us have specialized structures with more surface area. These specialized structures are our organs. Like we have a digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system. There's a way that food comes in through our mouths, and also we get rid of carbon dioxide and bring in oxygen. Blood is circulated through our system. So there's complex specialized structures that we use to interact with our environment. Respiratory system has an enormous amount of surface area because of the capillaries and alveoli. These guys allow the oxygen to diffuse naturally from the air to our capillaries. Animals regulate their internal environment. In response to changes in their external environment, they can change several things. Like if it's a little bit cold, when it gets cold, the feathers on the bird can change different colors, similar to the way that we change our thermostat. We do all of this in order to maintain what we call homeostasis. Homeostasis depends on what we call negative feedback. Negative feedback is how you turn down a response. In this example is also on the quiz today, where your heater is a set point. The thermostat of your house is set at a point, and if it gets too warm, it tells the air conditioner unit to turn on. If it gets too cold, it tells the heater to turn on. The control center is going to be the thermostat. The heater itself is going to it's going to affect change in the system. Then it's going to produce more heat. That is the response, and the stimulus is going to be the actual temperature. The actual temperature in the room is going to change. Your body does that the same way, what we call negative feedback. And here's an example of negative feedback, in which case we can either heat up or cool down based on the feedback we're getting from our stimulus, from our cells. So if it's too hot, the brain signals the pores to squeeze and we sweat. And then there we cool off. If it's too cold, we signal the skin to shrink up a little bit and capillary restriction, and that way you keep your heat in. All of this is done to maintain homeostasis. Anatomy is the study of the structure of the body and the relationships of various parts of the body. You have gross anatomy of the large visible structures, and you have microscopic, like the microscope, cytology and histology. Developmental is the changes over time, and physiology basically is just the study of the functions of the parts of the body. And you'll need to know this as well. Back one. You need to know the levels of organization from the smallest to the largest, from chemical to cellular to tissue, organs, organ system, and then an organism. We've talked about this a couple times in class. Last but not least, once again, it's atoms make up molecules, molecules make up organelles, organelles make up cells, cells make up tissue, tissue makes up organs, and organs make up organ systems. and altogether they make an organism. That is the conclusion of lesson number 3.